Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We offer stories of infidelity, betrayal, and redemption. Please like and subscribe. Cheers. Now, on to today's story. Wife is pregnant, baby might not be mine, not quite sure why I'm doing this. I've been drinking quite heavily for most of today, so if I stop making sense you all understand why. I'm 40 meters and my wife is 38. She was always adamant that we wouldn't have children. I wanted them but loved her more than the idea of becoming a father. We met when I was 20 and she was 18 and were married by the time I was 22. She came from a very privileged background and her parents did not approve of me. They are of the opinion that she married below her social station. A few months ago she visited her parents and her father bought her a new car. Her parents have serious money and I trusted her, so it wasn't something that I questioned. Plus she's always received gifts from her father over the years. Why would this one be any different? A couple of weeks ago she told me that she was pregnant and I was ecstatic. Happier than I've ever been. But it didn't last long. I got a call from a friend and he told me that he'd seen her with her brother-in-law, sister's husband, while she was visiting her parents. She hadn't told me that she'd seen him. They've always had a weird dynamic that's made me uncomfortable, but I consoled myself with the view that she had chosen me. She could have been with him, but she had chosen me. My friend sent me some pictures and it changed things. The images showed a couple that were very close. The image showed them gazing and holding each other. The intimate gestures of ones familiar with each other. Her gazing at home with a look that I had hoped was reserved for myself. His hands in her hair as he kissed her. Turns out it's more than likely he bought her the car. I confronted her about it, asked her what happened, but she lied. Told me she hadn't seen him. Told me that I should know the score between them, that she has to be civil. Very ducking civil. I showed her the pictures and told her to leave. That was a week ago. Then I did the maths in my head and realized the dates line up. There is a very real chance he might be the baby's father. Today I asked her for a DNA test, but she exploded at that. The thought of subjecting her baby to a test. But without one, he'll never accept this child as mine. This whole ordeal has made me reconsider my marriage. Not only that, but how honest she's been throughout it. How many of the gifts that she's received over the years have actually been from her father? Has she just spread her legs for any man that's bought her something nice? Have I quite literally married a whore? I've sent her sister the pictures. Not for any noble reason of thinking that she should know. I want to hurt my wife and brother-in-law, and that's the best way I know at the moment. On Monday I think I'm going to talk to a lawyer and set the divorce proceedings in motion. Thank you for reading, and I'm sorry if this is a mess. My mental state isn't great and I've had a lot to drink. Edit, thanks for the support. Those that don't believe me, that's your prerogative. This is the internet and I understand your skepticism. I need her permission for a DNA test and she's made it clear that she won't give it. The next step is I get a divorce and lose half my stuff. Infidelity doesn't matter as much to the UK courts. Dyslexia and a high blood alcohol level are responsible for any spelling and grammatical mistakes. Whether the kid is yours or not, you need to burn this sham of a marriage to the ground. Do not sign anything until the DNA test is conclusive. Demand, via court order if necessary, a DNA/paternity test before you even consider signing off on a birth certificate. There is no legitimate reason for you to get stuck paying child support for, or raising, a child that is not yours. In some states your name on the birth certificate as a parent is enough to put you on the hook for child support regardless of any DNA test afterwards. Yep, this exact thing happened to my nephew. He PD child support for at least 2 years before his mom was able to pay for a paternity test. He was 17 at the time the gal said she was only with him. Well, lo and behold, turns out not his baby. He was never able to get 1 red cent back from her. People like that should have to pay it back. Period. They should be in prison for fraud. Wife is pregnant, baby might not be mine. Update: I've not spoken to my wife in close to 10 days. She sent me some messages and left voicemails, but I haven't responded to any of them. I made my position clear with her. When she agrees to a DNA test, I'll talk to her, not before. I spent Christmas with a close friend and he gave me some advice about what to do with my future. I used to row and box in my early 20s and I plan to start doing that again. I'm also giving up alcohol for the foreseeable future. It doesn't do my mental state any good. I have an appointment with a lawyer and a therapist next week. I plan to get myself sorted mentally, emotionally and legally so that I don't get deduct in the coming months. Whether or not I get divorced in the end, I need to know my options and the consequences. I've spoken to my sil on a few occasions and she's going down a similar route to me and filing for divorce in the new year. Her and my Bill have a young daughter, so life's going to get quite complicated for them. If the baby turns out to be his, then they can have one really ducked up family. I'm jumping from wanting the baby to not. If it's mine, then I get to be a dad, but my life gets seriously complicated. If it's someone else's, then I can be done with all of them and have a fresh start, but the thought that she'd have another man's child is profoundly depressing. If it's not my child, then I think I'll move somewhere else. Maybe apply for a work visa in America, transfer to one of the European branches of the company, or spend a few years living as a nomad traveling around the world. Haven't thought that far ahead yet, but I doubt I'll stay in the UK. If it is mine, then things will be much more complicated. I haven't told her about my plans for the future because at its current standpoint she's not in them. That might change, but at its current standpoint that's unlikely. As updates go, this one is probably disappointing, but it is what it is. If she agrees to a DNA test, then I'll provide another update, but at this point that seems quite unlikely. At this point, if she agrees to the DNA test and the child is biologically yours, your relationship is still basically tarnished from the situation. Good luck, man. I've been there. You'll get through it. There is a great song by the Rolling Stones called "Time Is on My Side." It should be your new theme song. She can deny taking the DNA test while she's pregnant, but the delay on her part really is just the deadliest form of denial. After the child is born, you can challenge paternity and ask for the DNA test at that time. If it's yours, you will have had a whole pregnancy timeline to initiate divorce proceedings and even negotiate a childcare plan, etc. If it's not yours, wish her luck, get on a plane and get the hell away from there. Have that escape plan handy like Andy Dufresne in The Shawshank Redemption. You may have to climb through some shit to get to freedom, but it will be worth it. My guess is that she has a strong feeling that it's not your child, which is why she's in panic/delay mode, etc. She's probably hoping to love bomb you and convincing you to raise his kid because babies are miracles, etc. And one little mistake shouldn't be a reason to end a great marriage, and other garbage statements that we can all predict from the playbook. Your sobriety challenge is a good one. Get in shape with your exercise. Lose some weight. Intermittent fasting and keto diet are awesome. Do some hobbies, etc. Happy New Year. This +1. Spot on and exactly the path to take. Concentrate on yourself, getting as healthy as possible, and then get the DNA swab after delivery. Also, you can have a court order for the swab in the delivery room since paternity is in question. Prepare and then prepare. I hope she caves and goes for the DNA test of the child, or admits to it not being yours to give you some closure, but I don't think she will. Don't talk to her again unless it's about getting a DNA test. I want you to be rid of her, but I'd happy for you to be a dad. I hope whatever situation you want, you get. And duck her, respectfully but very disrespectfully. Truth be told, I'm not sure what I want anymore. A month ago I wanted nothing more than to have kids with her. Now though I really don't know. Both possibilities have positives and negatives. Right now I'm just trying to focus on what I can control. I feel you, man. It's a lot to process. Just be calm with your decisions and good luck to you, man. Sucks, man. I wish you luck regardless of the way this plays out. Has your sil mentioned what your Bill is admitting to? What's his narrative? How does she feel about her sister now? The fact your wife is still avoiding the DNA test is telling. It will get complicated only if you allow it to become complicated. If the child is yours. If it's yours, let courts set up the parameters for your situation, which will be in the areas of financial and visitations. Everything from that standpoint will be if you want to do it or not. You can get the DNA test done through court. Talk to your lawyer. What I plan to do, but I think you can only do that after the birth. That's close to 5 months in the future. Assuming my maths is right. Nope, there also exists a prenatal DNA test, harmless for the kid and the mother. I don't know how in the UK works, but in some state, Europe included, if a baby is born in a marriage, the husband is considered the legal father by default. If you can present proof beforehand, you can prevent that. If it's not yours, you have put yourself first and prevent it from being put on the birth certificate. If it's yours, you could still be a good father for the kid, and not be together with the mother at the same time. No kid in this world wants their parents to stay together only because of them. They want happy parents, and if you don't feel this is a possibility with her, you have all the right to leave her. I need to check with my lawyer, but the UK is different. I won't be put on the birth certificate automatically, and if she wants maintenance from me, she'd need to prove paternity, especially as I'm raising doubt over it. I do plan to push for a DNA test through the courts if I have to, but if I'm forced to go that route, it will take a number of months. No bro, you don't have to wait till the baby is born. You can get the DNA test done before the baby is born through court. You better get a lawyer before the baby is born, because if the baby is born while you are married to her, you will be automatically deemed as the father, and no matter what you do or prove, you will have to pay for the child till he or she is 18 years of age. Don't wait till the baby is born. Make sure to hire the best lawyer. I'm pretty sure that they can do the DNA test through a blood test now. What is your wife's reaction to all of this? So did your wife or your bill confess to having sex with each other? They both denied having an affair, and I only have circumstantial evidence. He's had affairs in the past, and recent events have made me doubt my wife's honesty. Anyway, you're hardly going to admit to ducking your sister's husband, are you? Spot on. Trust your gut. Your Sil's filing for divorce shows her take on it, and she obviously thinks they were cheating too. How long were your Sil and Bill together? Do you know whether her wife and Bill have been at it the whole time? I think they've been together for 12 years, but they have all known each other for much longer. It's a possibility, but I doubt it. I know he asked her out a few years before I met her, and she turned him down. Again, I have no concrete proof that anything did happen. Just a lot of circumstantial evidence and individual behavior that points in that direction. Trust your gut. All too often it is proven true. Sorry for this, but you know how her family treats her? Her dad will protect her like he always has. But I have no clue how any of them have reacted, because I'm not in contact with any of them. Only spoke to my Sil about evidence and plans. Wow. What a horrible family. I feel bad for you, but it is worse for you, Sil. Does she have more evidence? Of my Bill having other affairs, yes. Of my wife and Bill sleeping together, no. In terms of them being horrible, you're not wrong. They have more money than most, and they think that makes them better than others. They have more money, but they are not of good qualities and good behavior. We hope you have enjoyed today's episode. Please comment, like and subscribe. Cheers. Have a wonderful day or night, wherever you are.